Morning, everyone. I hope you're fine. Um, last class, we deeply engaged of the short novel by Ernest Hemingway. I must say, you all brought some really insightful thoughts to the table, and it was wonderful to see how each of you connected with the text in your own. Now, guys, let's take a moment to, let's say, revisit some of the key vocabulary we encounter in the novel. I had written a few of these words on the board, as you can see, and we are going to discuss them today. As you look at these terms, I want you to think about how they relate to the themes and characters we've explored so far. Here, we have some words like skiff, harpoon, current, and salao. Let's start with you, Julia. How would you define skiff? Do you remember how it was used in the novel? Yes, go ahead. Exactly. A skiff is a small boat, and the old man and the sea, uh, it represents the old man's connection to the sea and his struggle, right, Julia? Now, Mark, can you recall what Salau means? Right. It means the words form of unlucky. Hemingway used this term to describe Santiago at the beginning of the story. It's interesting, isn't it? And it sets the tone for his monumental battle against the Marley. Okay, now moving on the current and harpoon. These terms are more than just part of the setting. They are guys symbolic of the forces Santiago faced and the tools he lies on. John, how do you think the current reflects Santiago's journey? Yes, John. Ah, good point. The current can be seen as the challenges that constantly push against Santiago. Ima, what role does the harpoon plays in Santiago's battle? How does it symbolize more than, let's say, just a weapon? Absolutely, the harpoon is a symbol of Santiago's determination and skill, but it also highlights the theme of loss, especially after it's lost during the fight with the sharks. Remember that? So, as we move forward, I want you to keep these words and their deeper meaning in mind. Vocabulary is not just about knowing definitions, it's about understanding how these words breathe life into the story, how they shape our interpretation of the novel's themes and messages. Now, guys, I want each of you take out your smartphones or laptops and find an image or video that you think captures the essence of one of these words within the context of the novel. Then we'll share and discuss your findings. Let's see how technology can help us deepen our understanding of the literary masterpiece. Ready? Okay, let's begin, guys. Okay, let's start by considering the plot itself. What did you like the most about it? Was there a particular moment that struck you? Maybe it was the way the main character faced adversity or the relationship between the characters. Sarah, why don't you start off? What stood out to you in the plot? Uh-huh. Go ahead, Sarah. Interesting point, Sarah. You mentioned the character's resilience. That's definitely a significant part of the story. Okay, anyone else? Jake, what do you think? Ah, Yes, Jake, that's a great observation about relationship dynamics. It really adds depth to the story, doesn't it? Now, let's move beyond the story. Do you think, guys, the situation described in the novel could happen, let's say, in real life? Carlos, do you think we could see something like this happening in real life? Absolutely, Carlos. People face challenges like this all the time, whether it's physical, emotional, or psychological. It is important to recognize those parallels. Finally, let's consider our role. How do you think we could help someone who finds themselves in a similar predicament? What actions could we take to support them? Yes, Emily, what are your thoughts? How might we support someone in a similar situation? Yes, exactly, Emily. Offering support, whether it's thought guidance, listening, or encouraging someone to keep going, can make a huge difference. Yes. You see, as we explore these questions, we're not just analyzing a story, we are learning how to apply its lesson to our own lives. That's the beauty of literature. It teaches us how or about empathy, resilience, and the human experience, which is very important. Please keep these ideas in mind as we continue to explore the novel. I'm really impressed, guys, with these insights you shared today. Let's keep this level of thoughtfulness going in our discussion.